Are you feeling off kilter or like your life is out of balance? Like you're focused on one area of your life, for example, your work, while other areas of your life, like your health or your family relationships, are suffering? While it's necessary to have some seasons of our life where we're focused more tightly on one area of our life than another so that we can achieve certain goals and objectives, if this becomes your norm and is that state for year after year after year, you're really setting yourself up for some problems. I'm Laura Lee Humphreys, and in this episode of Faces of Freedom TV, I'll be sharing with you a body-based template that I created to help you step back and look at what are you doing right now? How are you managing all the different areas of your life? And if there's something that's off kilter and out of harmony, then make certain changes there so that you can bypass potential train wrecks, fulfill your potential, thrive, and create a life that you love. So stick around. You know, the purpose of our life here is to develop and grow, develop ourselves and develop our consciousness, refine our bodies so that eventually we become light. Yes, that's what I mean, really. Light beings, literally light. So what does that mean, to become light? Well, one of the things that we look at in order to do that is how well are we developing emotional intelligence? Are you able to express what you need to others, to yourself? If there's unresolved emotional traumas, are you able to process that out and express it and move beyond it so you're no longer carrying around emotional baggage? That's one definition. Another way that we develop ourselves into beings of light is by developing our mental capacity for critical thinking, to develop our mind and how we think, so that we can look at ourselves and our lives and assess and observe and draw data or information from all of our different experiences to guide us in growing and developing and experiencing things further, as well as helping other people do the same. Another way that we develop into light beings is by how we take care of our body, how comfortable we are living in it, and whether or not we are drawing upon what the earth has provided us through the gifts of plants and how we take care of our body. Are you eating a plant-based, healthy, refined, clean diet so that your body can thrive and be as healthy as possible? Are you using the essence of plants or its essential oils to support you in shifting the chemistry of your body so that you can release old energies, old patterns of behavior to move further into greater states of being, of the way you express yourself, how you think, how you act, so that your body itself can become more refined and develop into a higher vibrational form? The body literally can transform into light. So that's one of the processes. Another thing that we look at is how are you learning to live in harmony with the earth intentionally? Are you able to connect in with the levels of consciousness of all other life forms? You know, this definitely is a potential and a possibility. Everything has consciousness. That means the birds, the plants, the animals, yes, even the rocks have consciousness. The earth herself, nature, has consciousness. It's living. As such, as another form of consciousness, and one of the ways in which we develop our own mental capacities is to learn how to connect in with these other levels of consciousness, these other life forms, and communicate with them. To learn how to talk, to extract information or exchange information or data between other life forms, which enhances the whole, which allows you to grow and develop, and how you manage and maneuver your life and what's correct for you, where you need to be on the earth, and how you can be supported by nature. You know, we have all of us have this innate ability to communicate with these other life forms and develop our intuition and telepathy in this way. It's just we've forgotten how to do it, and we've been conditioned to believe that we can't. So my encouragement to you is drop the story and drop the belief that other things are inanimate objects that have no life force, and open your mind to the possibility of how you can bend your mind around to connect to and communicate with these other levels of consciousness, these other life forms. So those are examples of how you develop into a being of light, to refine your body literally until it becomes light. It's an alchemy of the physical form. The template that I created is a tool to help you do that, and it's called the 7 Source Channels of Nourishment. So before I dive into what those 7 channels are, let's look at what the word nourishment actually is. You know, the word nutrition comes from the Latin root word nut or nux, and that meant the beginning point of light or the beginning point of life, or seed. So you can look at nutrition then as a process of light, of bringing light or life force into your body for the cells of your body to nurse or suckle upon that light or life force, to draw that light into the cells so that they can develop and function to the greatest capacity that they can to fulfill their potential, which collectively allows you and your body to grow and develop and express your potential, for your body to become refined into a higher state of vibration or a higher state of matter, which ultimately then becomes light. So nutrition, or nourishment I should say, is the actions and activities that we intentionally do to bring greater light or life force energy into our bodies, into our life, not just through the food that we eat, but in all of the different areas of our life, the different conversations and communications that we do with other people, the types of relationships we have with other people, the types of data or information that we feed our mind and our emotions with, what type of music that we listen to. So all of that is expressed through this template that I created called the 7 Source Channels of Nourishment. So this is a really good tool. When you look at each of the different channels, you can assess yourself of how are you doing in each area of bringing greater light or life force into your body, into your life, or are you blocking or suppressing or resisting the flow of light for life or life force energy or light or nourishment into that area of your body. So when you look at this framework, then it's very telling of how you're doing, how you're being in harmony. So as with all of my videos, I give you a download resource guide, and this week the guide is the template of the 7 source channels. So I encourage you to download it. The link is here with this video. Download it, go through the assessment, rate yourself, and see what areas you're doing good at and what areas could use a little bit more nourishment or life force energy, and then take steps to remedy that. What kind of goals or activities or things that you can do, changes you can do in your day-to-day routine, in your relationships, in your communications, in your self-care, to bring those lower areas of your life up into greater harmony and balance, so that all areas of your life, all of you as a spiritual being, you can bring life force energy or nourishment into all areas of your life. So let's look at what these 7 channels are real quickly. Again, they're based on the body. So we'll start at the bottom with the first one, and that corresponds to the root or the pelvic floor of your body, your tailbone, or in terms of the energy system, you could correspond this to the root chakra. With the endocrine gland, each of the gates or channels of this template correspond to endocrine glands. So the gland for this root first center or channel is the adrenals. And this is all about movement and exercise. How do you move about upon the earth? How comfortable are you in your body to move? Does it feel safe? Do you feel comfortable moving about, doing your thing, moving your body, living in your body here on the earth in physical form? So that's the first chakra, or the first channel. The second channel or gate is our pelvic bowl. And this corresponds to the endocrine glands of the gonads, the reproductive system. And this is all about how well are you nourishing yourself through loving, supportive relationships, family relationships, parent-child relationships, significant other or lover relationships, friends, associates, people you do business with, your clients. What kind of relationship do you have with other people, with your tribe at large, humanity at large, of what you're contributing and communicating to them to uplift everyone else? Are you nourishing yourself through your relationships, or are they sucking you dry? The third channel or gate corresponds to our solar plexus, or our belly brain, the abdominal brain in our intestines, our gut instinct, our gut intuition. And this corresponds to the spleen or pancreas in the endocrine glands. And this is all about, what are you feeding yourself? Are you feeding yourself a good whole foods diet, a plant-based diet for your body to digest and metabolize and assimilate well? Or are you feeding yourself pretend plastic packaged gross foods that have no nourishment in them, and then your body suffers? Likewise, what are you nourishing yourself with in terms of information? How are you nourishing your soul, your spirit, your emotions, your mind? Through music, through literature, through the media, that information that you get from the world at large. Are you able to metabolize that well because you're bringing in information that resonates truth to you? Or are you drawing in information and data and media, books, music, opinions of other people that do not resonate truth to you, and so your body cannot metabolize it, cannot digest it, cannot assimilate it, and so you create problems in your belly brain? So that's what the third channel is all about. The fourth channel of nourishment corresponds to our heart center. The endocrine gland here is the thymus, and this is all about expressing passion and purpose. Do you know what that is for you? Are you expressing things that make you feel energized and alive, where you know you're contributing what you're here to contribute? You're fulfilling your deepest heart's desires and in touch with what really makes you feel alive and passionate and excited? Or are you shutting that down, withdrawing from life, trying to protect your heart because it got hurt before? Are you able to heal those old hurts and traumas of your heart so that you can be open to receive light, life, and lean into it and all the potentials and experiences that are waiting for you to nourish you, to nourish your heart? The next channel or gate is our throat. And this corresponds to the thyroid. And this is all about air. How well are you breathing? Do you hold your breath to where it's stuck shallowly in your lungs, or your breath doesn't go deeper than your abdomen or deeper than your diaphragm? Can you do deep belly breathing to where you're really breathing in and taking in healthy, clean air to nourish you, to enliven you, and using that air to communicate your truth, to communicate your intention and will to the world and to other people? So that's what this gate is all about. The air and how you are using that as you communicate with other people. Then the next channel or gate is located in our brow, and it's associated with the pineal gland of the endocrine system, and it's also associated with clean, fresh, pure water. The pineal gland, the structure of it is literally an eyeball, which means when it functions well, it's literally filled with fluid. That allows you to be open to your spiritual source, your intuition, to dream, to draw in intuitive information and internal guidance as to how to manage your life, what kind of decisions to make, where to go. It's whether or not your intuition is open. Or have you allowed your pineal gland to calcify and shut down because of horrible food, fluoride in the water in your toothpaste, and poor eating habits from too much sugar, processed food, processed flour products will calcify your pineal gland, thus preventing you from having this gate open to receive light and life force and information on how to direct your life in the terms of intuitive knowing. And then the last gate or channel, the crown, which is located at the top of our head, like the baby's soft spot, the very top of our head, and it corresponds to the pituitary of the endocrine gland, of the endocrine system, and it's all about sunlight. So one of the questions we can ask with this channel is, what is your relationship to sunlight? Have you been told and believed that the sun is your enemy and it's out to get you and kill you because it's going to give you skin cancer? Or do you see through all of that nonsense to recognize that the sun is your life giver? The sun is your friend. You do not live, no life exists on this planet without the sun. That includes you. So are you able and willing, and do you get out into the sun, allow the sun to touch your skin, to illuminate you, bring in light and life force through the energies of sunlight, so to dance on your skin, to absorb into your skin, to create vitamin D, which strengthens your immune system and helps you deal with all kinds of emotional, mental, physical conditions, to create a healthy body? Or are you resisting light in the form of sunlight? So those are a quick rundown of the 7 gates or the 7 channels. And as you can see, they're just the basic things that we all know that need to be done in order to take care of ourselves, to live a healthy, balanced, thriving life. So I encourage you to grab the download that I'm giving you, which is this template. Do the exercise in it. Assess yourself, how well you're doing in each of these 7 areas, and if there's anything that you can improve. So I'd love to hear from you. What did you find of value in this video? How are you doing in these different 7 areas? After you've taken the assessment, then I'd love to hear how you rate yourself, if there's areas that need to be worked on, and if so, what would you like to do to strengthen them? So I'd like you to share that with me, and if you like this video, if you found value in it, subscribe to my channel, share this video, and press the notification button so that when I drop another video, then you'll get notified of it. I do a new video of these about every week. So you can also find me on my website, lauraleehumphreys.com. You can also find me at Facebook and Instagram under my name, Laura Lee Humphreys. So I encourage you to connect with me and let me know how this helped you, and share this video. Nourish yourself, bring light into your world, into your body, to become a light being. And until next time, I'll talk to you soon.